If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Let's talk about this new NIGO album, I Know NIGO, because this was one of the big releases of last Friday, March 25th, aside from, of course, Denzel Curry, Melt My Eyes See Your Future, and also Lotto's 777. So today, I wanted to go over my own thoughts, my own opinion, my review of I Know NIGO, the long-awaited album from NIGO, which he's worked with a lot of amazing people, and I was hyped for this, before it dropped. So let's jump straight into this. So this thing has been in the works for a very long time. We have material on here, dating back like 3 to 4 years. So obviously, NIGO has been working with these people that are featured on here for quite some time. We've also been knowing about this ever since January when he officially announced this, and we also got a track list leading up to its release that had us more hyped because we saw all the people that were featured on here. So then, going into this album, we of course had a couple of singles. We had Aria with A$AP Rocky, which I thought was amazing. That is exactly the type of beat and type of vibe that I want Rocky on, so I really enjoyed that track. It also, did pretty well commercially, so NIGO profited from this as well. We also had that Kid Cudi track, Want It Bad, and even though this was more of like a fun turn-up club type of song, I actually really enjoyed this. I think Cudi was in like a prime state on here, vocally and also in terms of setting the mood for this record. Of course, then also paired with the instrumental, and that is one thing that you'll notice listening to this album. It is only 11 tracks in length and only 32 minutes in length, but every single track on here has its own personality, and that is what I really enjoy about albums in general. Y'all know this if you've been following me for a very long time. I like when an album is not just like, a playlist of different tracks that the artist recorded, but rather every track has its own individual identity and character, personality that, that you can then go back to a song and be like, oh, that was that one, and not just another, trap song with like a heavy 808 on there. So that's why that is a plus point on this thing. We also got 2 more singles leading up to the release of this. We also got the Teriyaki Boys track, More Tonight. It is the one doing the worst so far, just because Teriyaki Boys are probably the least known people on here, even though of course they've done some great stuff in the past, Tokyo Drift and stuff like that. But of course they were on here because of NIGO is Japanese, so they were on here. Then moving on from there, we also had a Lil Uzi track, Heavy, which I liked quite a bit. I thought Uzi performed pretty well on this type of instrumental, but I thought that also Uzi could have done way more out of this, because this just sounded like a random Uzi track. But still, I was excited. We had 7 more tracks going into this that we hadn't heard yet, and the album starts out with Lost and Found Freestyle of 2019 with Tyler and Rocky, and fans are craving for a new collaboration between Tyler and Rocky, because they've collaborated on each other's projects. For example, Who Dat Boy on Flower Boy, and then also, for example, Potato Salad that they did together. So the two of them are of course a very vibrant duo, and I'm glad that we finally got this freestyle. This is of course something that we've heard before. I strongly believe that I've heard this one before, but I'm glad that this is finally out, because they both, outdid themselves on there. So that was a great start into the record, immediately followed up by Aria, with Rocky. So I thought like, yo, this is gonna be like insane. We then move on to a Pusha T track, or Clips track, which is called Punch Bowl, and this is a quality Clips, or like Pusha T in the broader sense track, and I like the vibe of this. I like that it kind of feels like one of those tracks that you listen to and you're like, yo, that is like a hidden gem that only I know about, that is not going to do very well commercially, but I can just enjoy. And I know that a lot of thought and quality and effort went into this. And that's kind of how I feel about the whole album, because obviously this is not going to do crazy commercially and chart everywhere, but all the individual tracks on here are so solid, and to the fans of those individual tracks, they're so, important. So that's why I love this thing. Functional Addict, Pharrell and Gunna. I like Pharrell on here. Pharrell really, I'm glad that he's on here, like, actually doing vocals. Gunna was alright, you know, just basic what you would expect from Gunna. We also got a A$AP Ferg, you know, collaboration here, also together with Pharrell on Paper Plates. You know, y'all know that I got a little, I don't know, about Ferg in the past couple of years. I kind of felt like he reached his peak and is now just doing like a little, you know, collaborations here and there. But it was all right. At least we got you know, some A$AP association on here as well. When Rocky in the beginning, and now Ferg here. So I did enjoy that. Hear Me Clearly. Oh, I forgot that one as a single. Hear Me Clearly by Pusha was also another single on there. Not that goes hard. Listen to that track. We got a Pop Smoke track on here as well, Remember, which I thought was pretty interesting, and it's actually a pretty high quality Pop Smoke track. I'm glad that Nigo didn't just get like a bad, you know, a recording quality type of leftover you know, Pop Smoke record, but actually one that seemed finished, seemed quality wise top tier, and that was just kind of sitting in the vault, and that he put this on here, even if not that many people are gonna listen to this, because, you know, a couple of days now after the release, it doesn't even have a million streams. But to the people that are looking for it, it's going to be a gem. That's what I'm saying. I already talked about Heavy with, you know, Lil Uzi. And the last track, Come On, Let's Go, by Only Tyler. He also dropped a video for this on his own YouTube channel. So he does seem to have an interest in promoting this. This is hard. Yo, I'm so glad that we got a Tyler back that is rapping like this. Because, you know, Call Me If You Get Lost was an amazing album, but I was also missing like this Tyler. He only went into this mode on a couple of tracks on Call Me If You Get Lost, Lemonhead, for example. But this one, this is hard, man. I'm glad we got that Tyler back. Listen to that Tyler track. That is insane. So yeah, this whole album, I Know NIGO, is going to be a hidden gem for all the people looking for it. If you're a fan of hip-hop and just of like, you know, pop culture, if you're like into that whole wave of Rocky, Cudi, you know, Frank Ocean, Kanye, Nigo, Pharrell, those types of people, then definitely go check this out. You're gonna love this because you know, all the individual tracks on here have their own personality. It's not like a commercial album that Nigo wanted to make a whole lot of money off of. It's just something that he was passionate about working with the people that are featured on here. So this is gonna be like a cultural gem, I believe, this Nigo album. But of course, all of that is just my opinion, because now I want to know what you thought about this album. What's your favorite track? What's your least favorite track? Do you agree with me that this is more of like a hidden cultural gem, or do you think this has some commercial capabilities and opportunities? All of that, please let me know, and your thoughts about this general album as a whole, of course. Please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and you'll take care.